Hey there, fellow Dice Masters. This is Diane, and welcome back to DM Dice Masters. For today's segment, I wanted to try something a little bit different. I'd like to take a moment to go ahead and point out some of my favorite artwork on the dice from the various sets. Typically, when people are talking about the artwork within Dice Masters, they're referring to the artwork on the cards. And that artwork is really good, but I wanted to go ahead and give a shout out to the people that design the artwork on the dice. I think some of the little icons on there are really unique, and I wanted to take a moment to point this out. First up on the list is the AntMan Dye. This is the one from the Uncanny X-Men set. Really like the coloring on it, the kind of baby blue and maroon. It kind of reminds me of Ant-Man's outfit on the card itself. It's just very simple, very clean design. The ant face, I don't know, I just find it kind of cute. Every time I look at it, I smile. Next up on the list is the die for the promo card for Squirrel Girl. This was the promo that came with the Civil War set, if you happen to pre-order it. And again, I just love how simple and clean it is. I mean, it's perfect for Squirrel Girl. It's an acorn. I mean, you can't get any better than that. I mean, it just kind of symbolizes, you know, the fuel for her army, all those acorns. So again, that's another one that I really, really like. Next up is the die for the Invisible Stalker. This is from the first D&D set, and what I really like about this die is the fact that it's translucent. You can't really tell from the image, but if you hold it up to the light, you can kind of see through it. I just really like the look of it, and I think the artist who created the icon for this die, they were really creative. I like the idea behind it. You wouldn't see the Invisible Stalker coming. The only trace it would leave is its footprints. So I thought that was really clever that they chose, you know, just the little feet marks on there to be, you know, representative of the Invisible Stalker. Next up, we have the die for Solomon Grundy. This is from the Justice League set. This was the very first DC set that came out. Really like it. It's just a hand coming out of the ground, and I think that captures him perfectly. Almost zombie-like, you know, something out of Night of the Living Dead. So really like that. Goes along with his theme. Next up is another translucent die. This is the die for King Shark from the newest set, the Green Arrow and Flash set. Really like it. I know some people say, oh, you know, how is this really creative? It's just very simple, the fin of a shark in the water. Kind of what you would think of when you think of a shark, just its, you know, ominous fin floating there. I just really like it. Simple, kind of makes me smile. Again, I think of the John Williams music from Jaws when I look at it. So, yep, there you have it again. Another one of my favorites.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Moving on is another favorite die of mine, and I want to go ahead and first off apologize to any law enforcement officers out there. This by no means is me trying to stereotype you guys, but next up is the die for Harvey Bullock. It is a partially eaten donut. And for any of you who watched the Batman animated series back in the day, I think this just captures Harvey perfectly, because you would often see him just chomping away on a donut. And yeah, right on this die, you just have a picture of just a simple donut with a big bite taken out of it. And I think that was a perfect choice for him. Next on the list is Nitro. He's from the Civil War set. He was the one that actually brought about the Civil War in the Marvel Universe by having a huge explosion and killing a lot of people. His icon on his die is a mushroom cloud from a huge nuclear blast. And you know, again, it's not like, ooh, wow, they, you know, really went out and you know, dug deep to try to create an image for this die, but I like it. It's fitting, and again, just another one of my favorites. Now this next one I picked not because I thought the artwork was amazing or anything like that, but I picked it because when I saw it, I immediately thought of a character from one of the most famous movies in history. This die is for the intellect devourer from the second D&D set, But when I look at it, I actually see one of those funny aliens from the Star Wars Cantina scene. I can't get it out of my head. Every time I look at it, that's what I think of, and I hear that music, you know. So it's one of my favorites, again, just because it's kind of a personal thing, and it just makes me smile and think of Star Wars every time I see it. Now, next up is the die for Amanda Waller. That is from the Green Arrow and Flash set. And for her image on her die, it's just a white queen from like a chess set. And if you've seen Suicide Squad, or if you're familiar with the comic books at all, you know Amanda Waller is very manipulative. She uses people to get her way, to get what she wants. And I think, you know, a chess piece symbolizing her character is very perfect. Good choice for her. Another favorite of mine is also from the Green Arrow and Flash set. This is the die for Gorilla Grodd. It's a banana. I mean, come on. When I saw it, I thought, this is, again, not, you know, ooh, very creative, kind of like King Shark, but it's a banana. I love it. I love how simple it is. I think of, you know, a monkey or a gorilla when I look at it. Yeah, I like it. I like the coloring. I like the purple. It's a banana. So again, another one of my favorites. Next up is the die for Mary Jane. She actually appeared in 2 of the sets, first in the Amazing Spider-Man set, and then most recently in the Marvel Civil War set. Really like the coloring in it. I think it's pretty. I got a bunch of extra of the Mary Jane dice from the first set, The Amazing Spider-Man, and I was thinking about maybe trying to make a necklace or some earrings out of it just for fun. But I really like the symbol on it. It's a heart with kind of like the Spider-Man eyes in there, and you know, kind of just makes me think that, you know, Mary Jane, the love of Spider-Man's life, well, except for Gwen Stacy. But yeah, I really like it. It's cute, it's girly, and you know, I just like how simple it is. Next, the dice for Shredder and Krang. Just really love the purple Shredder die with his mean looking helmet on there. And then of course you have the fleshy Krang, the bodiless Krang there. Just really love the imagery on there, and it just brings back the memories of when I used to watch the cartoon back in the day. So definitely had to give a shout out to that and include those guys on my list. And last but certainly not least, this one is my favorite. When I saw this die, I was like, I have to find some way to incorporate it on my team, just so I can say, I beat you with my teacup.
What's that? I'll kill you with my teacup.
And that is the die for Aunt May. This was from the Amazing Spider-Man set. And I think it captures her because, you know, Aunt May, she was always so nice and, you know, oh, come over and have some tea and cookies. And she was always there to comfort Peter Parker. But yeah, it's a teacup. And it's awesome. Like, I just want to find some way to kick people's butts, you know, maybe with a flying sidekick team, because she does qualify as an ally. And just laugh at my opponent and say, I kicked your butt with a teacup. So there you have it, fellow Dice Masters. Those are some of my favorite dice from among the various Dice Master sets. So what do you think? I mean, do you agree with some of my choices? Do you have some that you feel like should have been on the list but I left out? I'd like to hear what you have to say. So please go ahead and leave some comments below. And thank you again for watching. This is Diane with DM Dice Masters. Take care.